Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Hello, people, and welcome back to the Summer Daily News Show. It's your boy, Man Like Matt. You know what time it is. We're bringing you that Liverpool content each and every time, each and every day. People, there's only one place to start, really. In fact, before I even start, actually, I'm going to say a good afternoon, a good morning, and a good evening to whatever time you are watching this video. Love and always. And if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. Do you know what I mean? You know what we do on Team Kopish. But yeah, it's the 28th. It's Tuesday. It's transfer news. Let's get straight into it, people. Right, so that's right. Jude Bellingham won't go away. That news there regarding Liverpool and Bellingham will refuse to go away. Now, there's been an exclusive, actually, by the way, by Graham Bailey. Shout out Graham Bailey, who I believe spoke to the Anfield Watch. And he actually goes on to say that he doesn't believe Liverpool's transfer business is done. He says, I'm going to read you some extracts of part of the article. He says, do we believe them? Well, yes, the club are making it known that is their stance, that they're done. However, let's think back to a few weeks before the prize capture of sensation Nunes, because at that point, they were also in talks with another world starlet in the shape of Tchouaméni. Liverpool were close to landing then the Monaco, now Real Madrid star. At one point, I was told that the deal for Tchouaméni was 80 to 90% done. Such was the progress that had been made. However, just obviously as Real Madrid's deal for Mbappe collapsed, they switched their attention to Tchouaméni. Liverpool were very much still in the reckoning, even when Real Madrid's interest was emerging. Indeed, they still believed that they would hold off Chelsea, who were the player's other main suitors. Monaco left the decision open to the player as they knew that all interested parties would be paying the same fee, and the same with the player. The wages on offer in Madrid, London, Liverpool were all comparable. Tchouaméni apparently spoke at length with the Reds boss Jurgen Klopp and understand that in the end it was a straight choice between Anfield and the Bernabeu. Whilst the move to Spain capital won out, it was a very close run-in. Now, he's also said that he says, I am told that Liverpool are looking at their midfield, but they're not seeing it as an immediate concern. And the reason for their Tchouaméni bid was simple. He was just too good for them to turn down, not to make an offer for. Indeed, Liverpool's belief in Tchouaméni was highlighted by their willingness to pay more for him than it cost to land Nunes. And that is something to consider. As it stands, Liverpool do not indeed intend making on any more signings. But I'm told that if a player becomes available who the club and Klopp believe is that good, then yes, they will make a move. For me, I think that's where the club are at, to be honest. I think they are kind of selling to everyone that we aren't going to make any moves, and we probably won't unless something drastic happens. If Liverpool obviously feel that there's that player that they feel like they can't miss out on, they will do it. It's like Luis Diaz. Now, I know Luis Diaz, reportedly, we were always going to sign him, but it was supposed to be this summer. But obviously, the interest from Spurs made us go and buy him, in January. It's a tough one. It's a hard one because we know our midfield needs a shake-up. We know our midfield needs some quality in there. Now, Liverpool must have their scouts available to know who is there. But I think what it is, though, is that I don't think we can fully write it off just yet that Liverpool are fully done. I think if they believe that there's a deal there that makes sense, I believe they will make it. So let's see. And that leads me on nicely to this guy right here, Nicolo Barella, because Neil Jones has been speaking about Barella in one of his articles. Big up Neil Jones. We've had him on the channel before. Hopefully we get him on again. He said that Klopp is obviously a big admirer of the Italian, and rightly so, because in my opinion, he's a world-class midfielder. He's a world-class operator. He's been doing it at the highest level now for a while. I believe he came from Cagliari. He went to Inter Milan and just hit the ground running. And he's one of the stars of the Italian national team. And Neil Jones goes on to speak about how he could be an alternative to Bellingham. And listen, let's be real, people. If we was to sign Nicolo Barella, would you be happy? I would be, because he offers everything. He's tenacious. He's technical. Mentality-wise, I think he's the right type of player. He's a winner. The only thing is, I will say about the Italians, though, is that other than, say, maybe like Jorginho, in recent years, not a lot of Italians really come over to England and settle well. So I believe for us to get Barella, or for us to even have a chance of even getting him, we'd have to really do our due diligence and just hope that he will be able to settle in well. But again, this is far and far off. Like, we're not saying we're going to get Barella, but I think it's kind of telling that Neil Jones does mention him, because again, Neil Jones for me is one of the best journalists out there with Liverpool news, and there's a reason why he's name dropped Barella in there. I think Barella's probably been spoken about back at Merseyside along with Billingham, and these are the type of players I think Liverpool are looking at. And let's be real, people, when it comes to buying players in Italy, really and truly, that Barella deal will be a lot cheaper than Bellingham. Bellingham, you're looking around £100 million, maybe 100 million euros. Bellingham will be really, really expensive. Probably £100 million, not even euros. It'll be 120 million euros, £100 million. Bellingham will be mad expensive. Barella will be the way cheaper option. So let's see if this one's got any legs to it. Let's move on next to this guy, Marco Ascencio. Now, I don't know whether the Spanish press are just trying to have a laugh with us, but every minute they keep saying we're linked with him. Today, they've gone one step further and said there's an offer on the table. They believe it's £30 million for Marco Asensio. It's from the Partascope. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's a Spanish paper. It says Marco Asensio has offers from both Liverpool and AC Milan and has decided to listen to proposals in order to get more game time. Well, for starters, if he was to sign, would he get a lot of game time? And to be fair, Asensio, in my opinion, probably could play in a three-man midfield. He could probably play the 10. He could be an adequate backup to Salah, I guess. Like, if Salah needed to be rested, you could play him. Even though Asensio is a different profile of player for me. He's more of a creator. He can get goals, but he's more of the Bernardo Silva-esque type midfielder for me. If he plays out on the wing, he's not nowhere near as dynamic as the other wingers that we have in terms of like Diaz, even probably maybe the same speed as Jota, but definitely nowhere near as quick as Salah. But they seem to think that we are interested in him. Me personally, maybe there was interest there. I think it's probably more AC Milan. Maybe Real Madrid are just trying to drive up a hard bargain for Asensio, trying to get AC Milan to pay that money. He's a good player, I will say that. He's talented, but I just don't see Liverpool going for him. I don't know why. Even if as a squad player, for me, it would have to be a lot cheaper than that. I don't see Liverpool spending 30 mil on Asensio. Maybe like 25 mil max, 20 mil. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't see us doing that when we know how finances are. They're very restricted. So I don't see that one happening, but I guess there's no smoke without fire in it. Liverpool want a midfielder / maybe another player. We've been told to look out, so maybe this is the player. No, it's not the player. But again, I'm going to report it because it's something that maybe we should just keep an eye on. And last but not least, I'm going to speak about him one more time. That's right, it's Jude. And I know people are probably getting sick and tired of Jude Bellingham, probably saying, Matt, he's just not come to Liverpool. Like, the price is too much. Neil Jones spoke about him again in the same article where he was speaking about Barella. Jude Bellingham reportedly has made it known that he would want to come to Liverpool. He would have no issues coming to Merseyside. However, Neil Jones does go on to speak about the potential issues with wages, which we already know. Hashtag Mane, hashtag Salah, hashtag money. He would also be talking about competition from other teams. We know Jude Bellingham is a talent. He's gonna be a talent wherever he goes. Liverpool would have an uphill battle to try and prize him away from Dortmund. And not only that, you'll have to face your Chelsea, your Man City, your Man United, even your Real Madrid. Real Madrid, even yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, were being linked very, very hard again, saying he could be the replacement for Modric. Not necessarily type for type, but obviously another, because Modric's got a year left, right? It's on that extension. But after that, Modric is gone. They've just got Tchouaméni. They've obviously got Camavinga already. They might want to add Jude Bellingham. So Jude Bellingham is going to be the one, in my opinion, for next summer, where I believe that everyone will try and go in for him. And this is why I want to say, Liverpool maybe should try and do that whole pre-agreement thing. Try and get a deal done early, because we know there's going to be a fight for him. He's a talented player. He's a talented boy. Like, to sit there and to say that we're definitely going to get him, yeah, we can't say that. but we definitely are interested. It's the same thing with Thiago. Like, you could see it. There's too many journalists that have said, and even Fabrizio said himself, even recently, said Liverpool will be in the running for Jude. So let's just hope that we can get him. Let's just hope Liverpool can sort something out. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's hope Jude has a good season and just proves, even some of the doubters that he might have as well. Because some people do think there's other options that we could go for, like your Barella's, by the way. So let's see what happens there. But it's going to be very, very interesting. But I'm just kind of liking it. I'm a bit more positive now after reading some of the news to you guys now. I will say that, because it does seem that we're not done. Yes, we're giving out that line, that corporate line. Yeah, business is done. But I think Liverpool know if there's an offer there to be had, or an offer there, sorry, that's on the table that we just can't turn down, I think we will take it. So if Barella's agent came up to us and said, "Are you guys interested? 70 mil," I think we go in for him. So, but that's just my opinion. But yes, people, listen, it's the 28th of June. I hope everyone's liked the show. It's the Summer Daily News Show. We're bringing that Liverpool content each and every time. And leave your comments below, people. What do you think? Are Liverpool going to go for midfielder? Are we going to sign any more players? There's going to be outgoings. But do you honestly see us making that one more signing, that midfield signing? Make sure you leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And what's the midfielder that you would like us to sign? But yes, people, it's Man Like Matt. I'll see you again for another one. Always love people. Take it easy. Peace.